When it comes to franchises, 3 or 5. Give them 3 or 5 games to tell their story. If they can't do it in 3 or 5, then they're rushing it. Just do it in 3 or 5. The reason why is because it's the same problem that we have in movies, television. Really, a show, in my opinion, a show should have a lifespan of 3 to 5 seasons. If you can't tell your story in 3 to 5 seasons, then you clearly have run out of ideas after the first. That's why a lot of these shows don't work anymore. I mean, I used to love shows like Supernatural, just to give an example. I thought Supernatural was a cool show. Yes, I know I'm gonna get made fun of because of it, but I like the idea of dealing with urban legend creatures. I thought it was a cool idea. But by the third season, they stopped dealing with that shit and they started dealing with demons. I mean, it was lame. Er. And then it became, well, it was drama, it was mostly drama most of the time, but it became even more dramatic with each following season. To the point where I stopped following after the fifth season, which is really when they ended it. The original writers, they left already. The creator left. I mean, it was already said and done. And what we were left with was a husk. I left after that. I was just done. I recently started watching some of these newer seasons, and they're just terrible.
I'll need to load this program Kenzie created into the simulation. Help me do that, and we'll both benefit.
Now, in the case of gaming, though, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like Saints Row. How many more Saints Rows can there be? I mean, for me, I could play Saints. I love Part 1, I love Part 2, I love Part 3. I even like Part 4. I only want to see one more. And then that's enough for me. I've had enough with these characters. That's not saying I don't want to see this universe. I'm just saying, for these characters, I'm about ready. I'm about ready to see the franchise go on to new things. The companies go on to new things. This new Agents of Mayhem, this actually looks intriguing because it takes place in the same universe. So I'm kind of curious how they're gonna pull that. It's a good way of doing it. But Mass Effect, it didn't work because the characters just don't have that appeal anymore. The universe still has the appeal, I think, but it's just people don't. We need new IPs. Otherwise, gaming's gonna get stagnant. I mean, come on, Call of Duty? Call of Duty is so stagnant. Nobody really plays Call of Duty for the story anymore. Nobody plays Resident Evil for the story. And Resident Evil has had to reboot twice. I said pull the plug. Instead of letting the games reinvent themselves, end them. I mean, I will give special exceptions to the rule. I think what Rockstar is doing with Grand Theft Auto and with Red Dead Redemption hasn't even gotten to its second game. But I think these are the exception of the rule because they're not entirely sequels. I mean, Mass Effect, those are sequels. Even the newer ones are sequels. Even the new one is kind of a sequel. These are hard sequels, but what I like about Grand Theft Auto and what I like what Rockstar does is they keep it kind of fresh every time. Each one's taking on a new idea of crime in one aspect or another. Boy, this shotgun really works. Glad I upgraded it. Where other games, they'll stick with the same heroes over and over again. I think the worst example of what they've done with their franchises was Max Payne. Max Payne 1 and 2, good games. Max Payne 3, I was done with the character. And luckily, it doesn't look like we're getting a new one. But really, the same thing can be said for Bioshock. Bioshock 1, good. Bioshock 2, depends on who you are. I enjoyed it fine, but... And then we had Bioshock Infinite. For me, as much as I love Another Trip to Rapture, I'm content. I think if they end the series there, good on them, we need to make more new IPs, and a lot of these companies don't want to bank on the new IPs because they can't trust the idea of these new IPs. Oh, is this gonna work? Do we know? They don't know because they see these games that have been going on for nearly 20 years and they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Back up, we can't, I don't know if we can break from what we were doing. And really, they needed to be shown that they can. I mean, certain games have broken the mold and changed over the years, and that's why they're still relevant. Mario's story might always be the same, but the way they do it is sometimes very different. And they've innovated into different types of games, party games. Alright, that's the end of that.
Nothing like causing a ruckus to get your mind off things, right? See you when you get back.
You know, they have Mario Party, Super Mario, of course, these other spin-offs. They've had RPGs, they've had character spin-offs. I mean, the list goes on what they have accomplished as a brand. And that's why Mario stays relevant. Where games like Sonic has fallen into hard times because Sonic has become irrelevant because it's the same old shit. You're going after Dr. Robotnik or Eggman or what have you, and it's still the same. It hasn't changed in the 20 some odd years that it's been around.
We've been doing this a long time now, right, boss? And I know that you know that I know you're the best at doing this shit. So how about we prove it one more time? What do you say?
Okay. Did that make any sense?
No. Okay, I did that for skin to the gun. Embrace the crazy. Huh. Okay. This should be the last of the pure side missions, then we get back to somewhat of the main story. There we go there. Anyways. That's how games should be. If they want to be innovative, they have to step away from the tropes that have worked in the past. Mario stepped away from them, and that's why they're still successful.
The Zen are still keeping patrols in this area. Do what you do and take them out.
Sonic has not, and that's why it's still basically a bargain basement game. And then every time they try and innovate, they just try and change the colors and the characters slightly. They're like, oh, let's make them look more humanoid than normal. That doesn't work because you're not really changing anything. You're just changing the way they look.
Hey, nothing as old school as taking out a target causing us problems. Kill that program, boss.
I mean, certain games have evolved though with each next game, and that's what makes them good. BioShock did it to a point. BioShock 1 was good. BioShock 2, you were able to dual wield. And by BioShock 3, they had perfected everything to the point where there was no reason to continue. I mean, there might be... Wait for the target. Where's the target? Ah! Been fun.
Legalese started you out with insurance fraud back in Stillwater. So why not use that skill here to break the simulation?
Anyways, it's, you know... Huh, so he has all the insurance fraud. It's a better way of doing things. Dead Space did it to a point, but Dead Space became... I think Dead Space should never come back. I think 3 was enough, because it got to do everything. First it was Dead Space on a ship, then it was Dead Space on a space station. Then it was Dead Space in a ship and on an icy planet. You know, it took everything from the bits of genre that it was homaging, and it got maximum effort out of those genres. I mean, let's face it, The Thing,
I'll say
Alien,
yes.
Event Horizon, Why Am I Falling So Slowly? These were the stories that they were ripping from, and it worked perfectly, you know. They did it perfectly. So I think they're done with that franchise.
I
So
wonder where Brad is taking
end
me
it.
to dinner tonight.
I think with hit that car.
Too bloody high.
And Mass Effect, let's face it, Mass Effect was a near perfect trilogy. I mean, let's face it, no game is going to be 100% perfect, but it was damn close. In my eyes, it was at least as good as I would expect. It was about as good as something like a Star Wars story. Just done differently, with different characters, different style. It was what Star Trek could be if it was edgier. And I even think it influenced the Abrams Star Trek to a point.
What's in your game watching?
But it's a franchise that should be allowed to end. Same can be said for the Batman Arkham games. I think Saints Row might be an exception right now because I think Saints Row it falls into that fun category of slapstick comedy. But another game series that has decided to end on a swan song, on a high note even, is Witcher. Now, I never got to really experience Witcher 1 and 2. I do have Witcher 2, but I just haven't gotten to... I never got around to playing it. But I played a little bit of Witcher 3, and I gotta say, I enjoy it. You know, it's a very, very fun game. And I think they did the right thing by quitting early. You know, calling it quits before it became something that wasn't special anymore. But we need new IPs. We definitely need new IPs in the gaming world because things are becoming stagnant. It's reboot after reboot, sequel after sequel. How many times can you fight the same enemies? The same type of game? I mean, let's face it. It's getting repetitive and boring. I mean, Halo 3 should have been the last one, but we got stuck with more of them.
Worst part's coming up.
Oh, Halo 4, there's a new enemy. But there's still Covenant. You know, new IPs are what we need. We need the next Mario. We need the next BioShock. We need something new to come along and really show us how story and games should be progressing.
Landings are awful.
Or if you are gonna do an old IP, make it fresh, make it new. I'm tired of seeing the same old crap. I mean, if like Rockstar makes this shit pretty new every single time. Grand Theft Auto is never the same twice. And they each have their own story, their own statements of certain things, even their own time frame. Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm really worried about it because I don't know if it's gonna have something to say, or if it's just gonna be a sequel for the sake of a sequel. Or a prequel. I'm kinda hoping it's a prequel. But really, those are the solutions I've come up with, is that microtransactions should be relegated to games that are... It should be relegated to currency that you can earn in the game, because people will still buy it. Especially thanks to games like GTA Online. Another example is with DLC. I think as long as you have something that's worth the cash, DLC should be acceptable.
Here's a mix of the old and the new. Destroy shit with your mind.
I think you have to make the content... The content has to be worth it. the game has to be worth it, but the content also has to be worth it. We need more innovative DLC ideas. Undead Nightmares, Burial at Sea. These were great ideas. These were very, very smart, and we need more of that thinking.
So very relaxing. Next time you should run.
You know, we need more of those kind of ideas. Where the DLC is telling a story that we want to hear. Where the characters are compelling. You know, the Ballad of Gay Tony kind of DLCs, the Undead Nightmares, Skyrim's everything, even to a point a little bit of Fallout 4's stuff. Just give us quality over quantity. And more than that, before you even start with the DLC, give us quality.
Relaxing.
I mean, we're not asking for a ton. We're just asking for more. You know, more of the same old stuff. You know, we love a good story. We love a good combat system. We love a good open world. If you can give us more of that and less of the DLC, the microtransactions, the promises of things to come, we'll come flocking back and getting those games. We'll become longtime fans. And that's a promise. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, I still play this game because this game gave me a lot of stuff for $60.
Oh yeah!
And I bought it twice. I mean, I bought it on 360 and I bought it on Xbox One.
So, I might have a bit of a confession to make next time I see you.
Oh, Pierce, this better be good. Ooh, no ragdoll. Cool. I guess I earned that one. I bet it's gonna be something stupid.
I knew you could get it done. Though, in all honesty, that was just a list of stuff Kenzie gave me to do. But I knew you'd be the right person for the job. Thanks, boss.
Pierce,
I figured as much.
later.
Inflatable ray upgrade. Inflatable victims now explode, damaging nearby enemy. Alright, I think that's the end of Pierce's stuff. Yeah, so we're on the loyalty stuff. Super Jump has a new upgrade. Immovable object. Cars can no longer knock you down even when standing still. Alright, I think that's all those upgrades. Alright, let's go do the loyalty, pump up the volume. Anyways, I mean, we're getting so close. And we need, like I said with new IPs, I'll tell you the one game I want to see. Well, all else. Ooh, I get chills thinking about it. I'm gonna take a little extra long walk just to tell you about this one. Last year we had a major gaming disappointment. And that was, of course, waiting for this to load.
Hey, boss. I got a tip on one of Zinyak's guys starting shit within the simulation. Let's get together and take him out. What do you say?
Always up for a fight.
Okay, I need a clothing shop first. Anyways, the one thing I want more than anything, we saw the big disappointment last year. That was No Man's Sky. And No Man's Sky, won't lie, I really wanted to play this one. I thought this one would be the super. Like, this would be the ultimate video game. And I don't have PS4, but I was hoping for it to port over. But it gave me an idea, such a large scale idea. It's the one I've wanted for so long. I want to see I think this is the one no, this wasn't it. I want to see a Star Wars game made in No Man's Sky. I'm sure someone will mod it. I have no doubt someone will mod it down the line. But I really, this isn't the shop I want to go to. I really want to see it. I mean, I want to see the best version of a Star Wars open universe game. Let me see, where is it? I think Let's Pretend is the one I want to go. No, I don't want to go to Let's Pretend. That's in Dusty's. Where is this shop? Okay, the Plan's Inn's there, the Friendly Fire, Nobody Loves Me. That's